Something I'd like to talk about is fighting the frustration, how parents need to fight frustration or the frustration of their children's educational assignments, their educational pursuit,
Mhm.
because I know that it can seem overwhelming to the child, it can seem overwhelming to the parent because there are so many other things to take care of in life, right?
Mhm.
I don't want to say especially for us. I don't want to say that.
Mhm.
Although that may be true, but it may be true for everyone or for a lot of people. However, fighting the frustration is very important because if we don't fight the frustration, or if the parents don't fight the frustration and get past the frustration as soon as possible, then that adds weight to the situation. It adds more to the job that needs to be done, because actually, if parents can figure out how to make the learning process, the project process, fun and enjoyable, the child will actually learn more, they'll retain more of what they've learned. And who likes frustration anyway? Frustration, if you could make it a weight or compare it to something that weighs a lot, I would think that it weighed at least several tons,
Mhm.
because it piles up. Frustration can come from every direction with everything that you have to do. It can come with every child, with every assignment that can add up. So, how do we kick frustration? Figure out ways to make it fun. I know one of the things that I did when my children had science projects, for example, is we would definitely have pizza kickoff parties on the weekends.
Mhm.
I like to turn everything into a party. I like to add music to everything, and dance your way through it, and hum your way through it, and sing your way through it, and chomp down on something that is delightful to your taste buds through it. Make it a family affair. Give everybody something to do, even the little ones. You know, if you have little ones crawling around, they can pick up the paper and put it in a little bag and clean up the garbage if you're cutting up things for a science project.
Mhm.
And anything else that, say it's not a science project, it's a writing project or any type of project that requires research, it's fun to learn. It's added information. And sometimes you might have to act parents, moms and dad, and go, wow, what? Again. It means what? Oh, I'm gonna have to write that. I'm gonna tell somebody that at work tomorrow. I'm gonna sound really smart when I use that terminology. Yes. Make it fun. Forget the frustration. Put it out the house. Let it go. Anybody have any ideas on what we can do to, or what parents can do to get rid of frustration and make that homework and that learning journey and process more fun and less frustrating?
I would say, and especially looking at my situation sometimes, rest. Because a lot of
Yeah.
times I think frustration, when you're not rested as the parent, it is even easier to become frustrated. So I think, and then trying to figure out how to put rest in your schedule. Of course, it's going to vary from one situation to the next. But I think if we're more rested, it kind of cuts down on the frustration.
And I'd like to
Hmm.
add to the rest. These days, I am a firm believer in meditation.
Mm.
And so before I start the project with my child, and April, I love the way you add music and food and fun. I love that. So, but I before I begin the music, before I begin the food, before I begin the fun, and even I would think about making sure that I am in a relaxed state of mind, even if I've had a difficult day or difficult week. I want to make sure that I am in a relaxed state of mind so that my frustration, I won't push my frustration on them.
Mhm.
So I would make sure that I take a few minutes either before I pick them up from school, I will try to get there early so I can meditate in the car, or before I leave work or leave home or wherever I'm leaving from, to pick them up before we go home and work on this project, or before they even get up. I would make sure that I'm in a relaxed state of mind by making sure I meditate, because meditation changes the structure of your brain. It affects the front several parts in the frontal cortex of the brain, especially the amygdala, where the emotions are housed. And I would want to make sure that that part of my brain is in a relaxed state, not just from having a good rest and a good, good sleep at night, but from the busy day, from all the frustration that occurred to me that happened to me as a parent. So I would definitely meditate before I get that started.
Good
And for
point.
me, I would want to make it fun. Fun. We have to let our children know that learning can be fun. I'm the silly one, so I'm going to tell a joke. I'm going to get a glass of milk and a straw and blow bubbles, get them to relax. Because if they're uptight about what they have to do, they're going to add to our level of frustration. So you want them to relax. Like you mentioned, Michelle, meditation. Yeah, that's great. But teach your children how to meditate. You want them to be relaxed with their learning.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the worst that can happen? Okay, so you made a mistake. Let's do it again. Let's think about this another way. Do a giggle session. Who can make me laugh? And let them have fun with their learning. We don't want them to be so uptight about it, because we're moving at such a fast rate. We're always on a timetable. We got, as parents, we're working, we're picking kids up, we got to go home, we got to cook, but we have to have some fun with it. And we want them to have fun with their learning. So just be a little silly. Take a few minutes, crack some jokes, let them find some jokes. That's what I used to do with my kids in the car. Okay, what's the joke of the day? Who's got the best joke? And let them be involved. Let them learn how to research and find a joke or something to do. Do a silly dance. Whatever, but make the learning fun. It doesn't have to be so stiff.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, and speaking of meditation and rest, right? I think that sometimes parents, I know that I would do it before I started learning about meditation, but sometimes parents will take those few minutes. A lot of parents like to duck off into the bathroom because, if you go in your bedroom, kids might, feel more free to interrupt you in your bedroom than they might in the bathroom. But if that meditation needs to be purposeful, like you described, Michelle, a purposeful meditation, and teaching children how to meditate is a really great thing, right? So everybody can be relaxed and in the mood for, well, maybe not necessarily in the mood, but relaxed and putting away frustration and putting away the hecticness of so many things having to be accomplished in a day. And yes, social media and the advanced technology has made everything so much faster.
Mhm.
So I remember us wondering a couple of decades ago, right? As if we're old enough, but a couple of decades ago, we were wondering how the speed of technology was going to affect our brains and affect our children. And now we're seeing and living that, those effects. So we do need to slow down. We do need to make sure we have rest, but we need to make sure that meditation and that rest is purposeful, like it's pinpointed towards something specific. even if that thing that is specific is just to slow down and relax and breathe. Breathe in peace and exhale whatever is not good, whatever is not conducive to peace, right? And then the hugs and the love.
Yeah.
I hugged some children at school today because they were just frustrated with what? The process of whatever it is that they have to do. One child was so upset because he knew he did his homework. He's a young child, he's about 8 years old. He knew he did his homework. He just knew he put it in his book bag. He said, I promise I did it. And I pray all the time. I didn't say anything to him about prayer, but that's what he said to me.
Oh,
He said, and I don't want to get in trouble. And now I have to write lines for something that I didn't do. I will do my homework. I did do my homework. He was so upset. And he just needed a hug.
poor little fella.
He needed someone to understand for a moment that, look, I might be 7, but I get frustrated too.
Mm-hmm.
I need a hug too. I need love too. I need understanding too. I need peace too.
Mhm.
Could you adults stop pressuring me about homework? And I did it this time. Gosh.
Did he ever find
So
it?
I won't know that until tomorrow, but I knew that what I had to do was to calm him down because he was going into a thing. He was really upset. And he's just 7. So imagine how his mom might feel because she has to figure out dinner. She has to figure out how to clean up or if she's going to clean up, how to pick this kid up from there and pick this kid up from there and take herself where she's got to go and figure out her job and figure out how everybody's going to do homework if they're going to do homework. And who else is involved in that busy picture of a myriad of things to do?
Okay.
We definitely need to kick frustration out the door.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody had great suggestions. We need to combine all of those suggestions and put them to work.
All right. All right.